everyone, so great to see you again. It's Judy from Coffee, Cookies, and Books, and what we've got today is Book of the Month and Aardvark's April selections. We have a ton of great books for you, Aardvark and Book of the Month. Now, I'm going to do Aardvark first, again, like we did last couple of months, because Book of the Month has a huge selection because they have on their add-ons as well as their normal monthly selection. So we'll do Aardvark first. Now, I will say that with Aardvark's selections, I was a tiny bit underwhelmed by them. Not really books for me, except for one. And I did order that one. I am actually about 43% of the way through the arc of this one. Really enjoying it, but getting that paper edition in my hands, I'm not going to finish the arc until I have the paper edition in my hand, and then I'll finish it and review it. So I probably start from the beginning and read all the way through, and it'll be one of those ones I'm just going to throw it on my TBR because I want to read it right away and finish it right away and review it right away. So that would be the first book that we're going to look at, which is Japanese Gothic by Kylie Lee Baker. Now, this is historical fiction and Gothic with a little bit of like a thrilling element to it. And it's definitely got ghosts, sort of a ghosty feel to it. And this is about two characters. So the synopsis says it is a lyrical, wildly inventive horror novel interwoven with Japanese mythology. Two people living centuries apart discover a door between their worlds. So you have Lee, he's in the present, and then you have Sen, she is a young samurai in the past. And it's her timing is 1877, his is 2026, so very current. While it's not quick moving, almost the slow feel of it actually contributes to the story. I mean, that's the best way that I can put it. So I am quite enjoying it so far. I don't want to give too much away, except for the fact that they're both young. I believe he is in his early 20s because he was in university, and the first line of the synopsis says, Lee Turner doesn't remember how or why he killed his college roommate. So he's ran and he goes home to the place that his father has decided to live in Japan, is where it's at. So that's where he's gone. And then Sen is in exile with her family because samurais have been overrun by the establishment, so to speak. So they're in hiding, and she is underappreciated as a samurai because she's female. So she's dealing with that. And then they meet through this door in their rooms. So they both have the same room in the same house. That's all I'm going to say. Okay. So that one, and it's a special edition, and it's also a signed copy, and I ordered that. So I'll try to put some pictures up. I think I put pictures up of what the special edition looks like from their Instagram account. So looks fantastic. Next one is Our Sister's Keeper. This is a debut novel, early release, horror historical fiction. Okay, and this is Mississippi. It's by Jasmine Holmes. And this is Mississippi, 1927. Hold on, I wanted to look at content warnings for Japanese Gothic was child abuse, animal death, and child death. So it does deal with all those things in Japanese Gothic. Our Sister's Keeper by Jasmine Holmes. This has content warnings for slavery. Okay. Mississippi, 1927, the groanings are coming. No town is perfect, but East Cobb comes close. It's a wealthy, all-black, free town, untouched by white oppression, where ambitious Elliot and her husband plan to make good on their big dreams. Little do they know that the idyllic town teems with ghoulish walking nightmares that only the women can see. So, certainly sounds interesting. Not one that I was aware of. It's always interesting to me when it's a book that I never even knew was coming. Next one is also an early release. It's called Love Galaxy by Sierra Branham, and it is a debut novel, sci-fi, romance, LGBTQIA+. And does it have any content warnings? No content warnings. It has a 2 out of 5 open door on spice level. The synopsis is a romantic science fiction thriller in which a young woman from a dead-end planet gets cast on a reality TV show to compete for the hand of the prince or princess, but not everyone is there for the right reasons. So, again, another interesting sci-fi take. It was kind of like After the Fall last month. I thought it sounded, this one sounds interesting too. Although I'm not a huge fan of like sci-fi and romance kind of mixed together. Well, maybe a little bit, but yeah, it just wasn't quite my cup of tea, but I'm sure quite a few people would be interested in it. And then The Radiant Dark by Alexandra Oliva. Now, this is also sci-fi, and this is one I was trying to add as a second book, and it just wouldn't let me add 2 books, but maybe I can get it next time around, because this one I did really want to grab. It calls, the synopsis says, Arrival meets Wild Dark Shore in this captivating novel that follows a family over 50 years, a bold and compassionate exploration of the universe around us and what it truly means to be human. It's March 1980, and Carol Gerard and her husband are living an ordinary life in a small town in the Adirondacks. They have just had their first child, and though Carol is struggling with the challenges of new motherhood, her future seems clear until something extraordinary happens, an inexplicable flickering of light in the sky, which is ultimately determined to be communication from intelligent life on another planet. It does have content warnings. It says domestic abuse and child abuse in the content warnings. Okay, next one. Dear Monika Lewinsky by Julia Langdon. And this is a literary fiction. Content warning say inappropriate professor-student relationship is in the content warnings. There is no spice level indicated, though, in this. So, from the acclaimed author of American Mermaid comes a wise, funny, and wildly original examination of female desire and the price women pay for giving in to their appetites. So, it says literary fiction, but clearly it has some romance in there, but no open door spice. Okay? So, the next one is Love by the Book by Jessica George, and that is contemporary fiction, and it has a discussion of abortion with content warnings. No spice level in this one, although friendship is the love story you can count on. Okay, so it says Remy is lucky her debut novel, based on her 3 best friends, became an instant bestseller when it was released, and her agent and publisher are clamoring for a follow-up. But just as Remy's creative inspiration seems to leave her, so too do her friends. One moves to New York, one gets pregnant, and one gets back together with her awful boyfriend. After an ill-advised one-night stand complicates matters further, Remy is left deeply alone and unable to find her next book. Yeah, so that is all of the selections that are available through Aardvark. And now what we're going to do is we're going to move on to Book of the Month and all of their monthly selections and their add-on selections, which are crazy. So we're going to go through them all. Buckle in for this one because it's going to be a long haul. Okay, so we're going to do this in kind of technically 3 parts. Book of the Month, of course, has their regular selections, and then they have their add-on selections, but they also have what they call April collections. And I do want to also mention those and discuss those. And they have, they have a ton, a ton. And I have ordered a full box. So there were quite a few that I wanted so bad. And it was like, oh my gosh, like they have them all on there. So I pretty much picked up everything except for one book, which I will mention that I couldn't fit in my box because my box has 5 is maximum. So I maxed it out. Yeah. All right. So let's just start with Book of the Month's regular monthly selections. And we'll go down the list. And of course, I'll tell you as we're going through which ones I did get. So the first one is Mad Mabel by Sally Hepworth. I did get this one. I wanted this one. It is, so it says that it's a mystery, and she's a 3-peat author, which means they have featured her books 3 times, and it is an early release, okay? The quick take is over the river and through the woods to grandmother's house we go. Just don't ask about the murder allegations. Okay? So it says it's going to hit the bookstores on the 21st of April. It has LGBTQ plus themes, graphic violence, nonlinear timeline, and murder. Why they chose it? We're big fans of repeat Book of the Month author Sally Hepworth, and this twisty, voicey mystery might be her best book yet. From her difficult childhood to her stubborn and delightfully rude old age, protagonist Elsie Mabel's irrepressible and potentially homicidal personality keeps us charmed and entertained. We enjoyed how this book combined elements of a cozy mystery novel with darker, more violent themes. If you like your murders with a dash of found family, this is definitely the book for you. And let's see, content warnings. This book contains mentions of suicide and sexual assault. It's like, yeah. I wanted this book as soon as I read the synopsis for it in my releases video. I was like, yeah, that's totally a book for me. Not sure what that says about me, but yeah, totally a book for me. Next one, Annie Knows Everything by Rachel Wood. This is a romance book, and it says it's a debut. The quick take is this. In this delightfully charming workplace rom-com, a charismatic go-getter has much to learn about falling in love. Good to know. It's a fast read in the tech world, salacious in New York, NYC. Does. Why they chose it? We love a rom-com heroine who isn't afraid to go after what she wants, and Annie's confidence and occasional overconfidence was both inspiring and hilarious. If you've ever fantasized about a work crush, you'll relate to this sexy secret romance between coworkers, but be warned, you may never look at a conference room the same way again. I'm not even going to say anything about that one. The portrayal of Annie's turbulent relationship with her career is spot on, from the lows of losing her dream job to the highs of finally fitting in on a new team and all the delicious workplace drama in between. So there are no content warnings. So it does not. Now, I don't know that Book of the Month Ashley puts in like a spice warning or anything like that. But this, listen, the whole coworker and the conference room thing, I kind of have a story about a friend of mine in one of the conference rooms at the business I worked at, and the table broke. That's all I'm going to say. Anyway, moving on. It's like it brings that to mind, right? Oh my God, yeah. Okay, next one is Porcupines by Fran Fabriczki. I think it's how it's pronounced. And this is a debut as well, and it's literary fiction. So the quick take, fresh, frank, and funny, this debut is a slice of life exploration of family faith and following your dreams. It's good to know, multiple viewpoints, nonlinear timeline, family drama, and quirky. So why we chose it? This book dives deep into the humor and heartache of reconnecting with your roots, from unpacking the immigrant experience to attending Hebrew school as an adult for the first time. We were captivated by the unconventional bond between this mother and daughter as they careen from PTA scandals to road-tripping disasters and back again. The unique literary style blends narrative introspection with a warm, quirky feel, centering a hilariously dry voice and an oddball cast of characters. So I thought this sounded really good. It says it's that Sonia is a Hungarian immigrant and who's raising her daughter, Mila. Next one, which is one that I did put in my box because I wanted this one again from the moment that I read the synopsis in my releases video, like 100%, okay? And that is Molka by Monika Kim, which is a horror. She wrote The Eyes Are the Best Part, which I have not read yet. I do have it. I have not read it yet, but this one sounds fabulous, okay? So the quick take is this unnerving social horror pushes the dangerous world of spy cams to its limit. Smile, you're on hidden camera. And it says that not for the faint of heart, this book is gruesome, which like you kind of get that from the cover, like just a little, right? Yes. Okay, multiple viewpoints, creepy, social issues, graphic violence, and content warnings. There's got to be content warnings. This book contains scenes depicting sexual assault, which doesn't surprise me with the topic being discussed, why they chose it. This isn't just a stylish revenge fantasy. It also interrogates the very real social problem of illegal spy cams in a way that's bold, dark, and incisive. The dual perspective narration forces readers into the head of a voyeur as well as a victim, creating a riveting yet unsettling reading experience. Love the sound of that. We were touched by the bittersweet relationship between the main character and her sister's ghost, infused with elements of Korean mythology that felt both moody and distinctive. So it does say a little bit on the synopsis here, Molka, an abbreviation of Molra Camera, a sneaky camera hidden to capture covert images and videos for voyeurs. This one sounds so good. Oh my God. Yeah, anyway. Yes, I'm weird. I know. Okay, so the next one that I'm going to, that I also put in my box is Bloodbound by Ellis Hunter. It's a fantasy. It's a limited edition, sprayed edges and everything. I think they did a beautiful job with it. It's an early release. Quick Take is an epic romantasy with dragons, witches, and a duel to the death to save their kingdoms. Two heroes risk it all. It's not hitting the bookstores until April 28th. So the good to know is it's 400 plus pages, first in a series, salacious and a romantasy. There are no content warnings for it. Why they chose it, the only thing better than one fantasy world is two fantasy worlds. Whether you'd rather visit the desert kingdom of dragon riders or the snow-covered kingdom of witches, you'll love the lush, intertwined world building in these pages. Yearning is the buzzword of the year when it comes to romance, and it definitely applies to the angsty, passionate relationship between these star-crossed lovers. The unexpected female friendship between the two main characters was the lifeblood of the book. We had so much fun watching their animosity turn into an alliance. So I did include that one in my box. Yeah. And then the last main selection is Yesteryear. It's a contemporary fiction by Caro Burke, and it is a debut. The quick take is a picture-perfect trad wife wakes up in a reality that looks nothing like her curated feed. Home Sweet Homestead. So this is good to know is psychological, unlikable narrator, nonlinear timeline, mama drama. And content warnings is this book contains scenes depicting domestic abuse. Why they chose it? This provocative story digs deep into the roots of the trad wife movement, raising unexpected questions about gender, power, and nostalgia. Whether you love her or love to hate her, Natalie Heller Mills is a character you won't easily forget. The savage internal narrative behind her demure facade is dark comedy at its finest. Part mystery, part contemporary fiction, the genre-bending novel has as many twists and turns as the rural dirt roads of its setting. We couldn't stop trying and failing to guess the ending. So that's that one. Now that one, I had considered getting it, but my box was full with books that I really, really wanted. So maybe I might consider picking this one up at a later date if I have an opening in a box. So now what we're going to do is we're going to move on to the additional selections that they had. So one of them is an early release that's coming out on the 21st. It's an add-on selection, and it's by Soo-chee Gonzalez called Last Night in Brooklyn. What is the release? Does it say that? Yeah, the release date is the 21st of April. And the good to know, quick take is welcome to the 2000s Brooklyn. Dreams are big, apartments are small, and one chic neighbor can show you a whole new world. Good to know is female friendships, infidelity, NYC 2000s, so Y2K, that's what it says. Spring 2007, at 26, Alex Canales Fortin feels smothered by her future. She's in a long-distance relationship, living at home with her mother's beliefs, saving up for her wedding to a future doctor. But after Alicia ventures out one night in the neighborhood of Fort Greene, Brooklyn, she finds herself lured by the siren song of youth and possibility that the striving crowd of creatives holds and moves in. It looks like this author wrote Olga Dies Dreaming. That was another book that was by this author. So that one is one of the other extra books that they have available. Then there is from their what they call April collections, and these are two books that are older books that are being reoffered again. So the first one, they call it The Offset, and this is a title from an indie and international voice who seeks artistic expression over commercial appeal. Now, the last one they had was an Australian-based story, and I did pick that one up because The Natural Way of Things, I think, so it's called, and I did love the sound of that one. But this one is What Am I, a Deer? By Polly Barton. The quick take is this book made us want to fall in love with a stranger, go to karaoke, scream, sing Purple Rain, or throw ourselves out of a window. The performance of being a person is humiliating, but nonchalance is the thief of joy. Quite a dilemma. Read if you seek stream of consciousness prose and a maladaptive daydreamer with a big vocab and a bad crush. The angle is its pathological remuneration, Rilke quotes, and pop songs as Prozac. So that's that one, which I thought was kind of interesting. Okay, and then the other one that they have is called Native Son, and it is a 1940 selection, because you know, Book of the Month is 100 years old. So they've been around since the 20s. And this is by a centennial edition by Richard Wright. It says a cultural history, 1942 now. The synopsis is, right from the start, Bigger Thomas had been headed for jail. It could have been for assault or petty larceny by chance. It was for murder and rape. Native Son tells the story of this young black man caught in a downward spiral after he kills a young white woman in a brief moment of panic. Set in Chicago in the 1930s, Richard Wright's powerful novel is an unsparing reflection on the poverty and feelings of helplessness experienced by people in the inner cities across the country and of what it means to be black in America. So the content warnings say the book contains scenes depicting graphic violence and sexual assault. That's those two books that they have for the April collections. Now we're going to go on to the regular add-ons, and there are quite a few of those as well. Okay, so we're going to move on to now all of their recent add-ons, and they have 7 add-ons along with that early release that I mentioned earlier called Last Night in Brooklyn. So quite a few extra add-ons. And we're going to start with The Book Witch by Meg Shaffer, which is a fantasy. I think it's like a cozy fantasy is how I would describe it. The quick take is when her grandmother goes missing, a witch with the power to jump into stories teams up with a dashing fictional duke. Okay, good to know is it's romance, action-packed, a light read, and book about books. So I'm just going to read a little bit of the synopsis. Rainy March is a proud third-generation book witch sworn to defend works of fiction from all foes, real and imaginary. With her magical umbrella and feline familiar, she jumps in and out of novels to fix malicious alterations and rogue heroes like a modern-day magical Nancy Drew. Now, the one thing it says is the one thing you're never supposed to do in the strict code is fall in love with a fictional character. So we'll leave it at that. I mean, there's no content warnings for this because it's just way too cozy to have any content warnings, right? Yeah. Okay. Next one is The Paris Match by Kate Clayborn. This is a romance. The quick take is Paris is for lovers until you accidentally break up your ex-sister-in-law's wedding. C'est la vie, c'est la yikes. So good to know. This is 400 plus pages, multiple viewpoints, salacious, friends to lovers. And synopsis, just a little bit at the beginning. Physician Layla Bailey has spent over a year telling herself she's moved on from a painful but amicable divorce from her college sweetheart. Staying friends with her ex seemed like the mature thing to do, but when Layla is invited to her former sister-in-law's destination wedding in Paris, where Layla once spent her own romantic honeymoon, she knows her commitment to maturity might be her worst enemy, especially since her ex isn't attending alone. So we will leave it at that. Next one, Nothing Tastes as Good by Luke Dumas. This is a thriller. This is one that I wanted to get, but didn't have enough room in my box. So this was one that I was definitely interested in. So probably pick it up again if I have some room later on down the road, because this sounds good. It is another one that's labeled gruesome. Of course, because I would like that, right? Of course. So, quick take. A miracle weight loss cure transforms a lonely man as missing time, monstrous cravings, and bodies pile up. Okay? It says, good to know, LGBTQ themes, salacious, nonlinear timeline, and unsettling, to say the least. Right? Yeah, this sounds really creepy. Okay, content warning. This book contains scenes depicting child abuse and mentions of eating disorders, for sure, because that's basically what the whole topic of the book is about, right? Okay, next one, A Good Person by Kirsten King. This is literary fiction. The quick take is X's and hexes go off the rails in this shocking, darkly funny novel about how to get over a messy breakup. So the good to know is LGBTQ plus themes, unreliable narrator, unlikable narrator, and salacious. An electric binge of a debut about a millennial anti-hero who seeks revenge on her ex-situationship with a hex, only for him to actually literally die. Okay. The book contains scenes depicting sexual assault as a content warning. So, yeah. Okay, that was a bit weird, that one. Next one, Into the Blue by Emma Brodie. This is a contemporary fiction. Okay, quick take. Improv, Shakespeare, and sci-fi blend in this sweeping romance about two actors who can't stop falling in love. The good to know is it's 400 plus pages, family drama, multiple viewpoints, and extra spicy. So that's always good to know, right? The synopsis is a love that should never have happened and a story you'll never forget. And so it says it's the summer of 2000. AJ Gray's dreams of writing for Saturday Night Live. Instead, she's stuck working in a video rental store with slim odds of escaping her small Massachusetts town. Then in walks Noah Drew, the enigmatic and intense scion of the Drew acting dynasty, and her life changes forever. 7 years later, moves to New York City. That's that one. Then the next one, which is one that I did put in my box because I wanted this one, is The Ending Writes Itself by Evelyn Clarke, which is a mystery. Okay? Ghostwriting turns deadly when authors compete to finish a best-selling series. Writer's block meeting chopping block. Okay. All right. Good to know. Multiple viewpoints. Whodunit, movie-ish writer's life. So the synopsis is Arthur Fletch, one of the world's best-selling novelists, is a reclusive genius known for his iconic protagonists and fiendish twists. When 6 struggling authors are invited to spend a weekend on his private Scottish island, they arrive to discover a shocking secret. Arthur Fletch is dead, and his last book is unfinished. Okay, so of course they're supposed to write the ending, but then people start dying. Yeah, all that stuff like that. And so I think that this is 2 different authors come together. Is it V.E. Schwab and Carol Clarke? Anyway, yeah. Or Cat Clarke? I think it's Cat Clarke. So it's the 2 authors come together to write this. So, which is why I pick it up. And the last add-on, and also the last book I put in my box, is a fantasy called This Kingdom Will Not Kill Me by Ilona Andrews. And this, again, is a writing duo, I think a husband and wife team writes. So she knows every twist of this world. Now she's trapped inside it. Can her knowledge of series lore help save the day? So good to know is it's 400 plus pages, slow build, first in a series, book about books again. So we'll just start with a little bit of the synopsis, but I think this is more like an epic fantasy, is what I think. When Maggie wakes up cold, filthy, and naked in a gutter, it doesn't take her long to recognize Caro, a city she knows intimately from the pages of the famously unfinished dark fantasy series she's been obsessively reading and rereading while waiting years for the final novel. Her only tools for navigating this gritty world of rival warlords, magic, and mayhem, her encyclopedic knowledge of the plot, the setting, and the characters' ambitions and fates. But while she quickly discovers she cannot be killed, though many will try, the same cannot be said for the living, breathing characters she's coming to love. A motley band that includes a former lady's maid, a deadly assassin, various outrageous magical creatures, and a dangerously appealing soldier. So I'm just going to leave it at that. It kind of reminds me of the one by Sarah Reese Brennan. I can't remember the title, but it's got a similar vibe, and also a little bit like the one by Django Wexler that I just finished reading. So it's got a very similar feel to it. So can't wait to read that one. So I had 2 fantasy books in my selections, which is really rare. Because, usually it's only like 1, and then it's all like murder thrillers, horror, like that. Okay, so that is it. Those are all the selections for Book of the Month for April. So many great ones, and love to hear what you think, what you might have selected for your boxes. If you do Book of the Month or Aardvark, what did you like? Did you experience checkout issues with Aardvark? Because I did. I mean, they were really great. I messaged them actually in Instagram, and they did get back to me, and I did express to them that it's like I couldn't add anything except the first book, which was the one I had already paid for, right? Because that's the one you pay for your credit, and I couldn't add anything at all after the credit. So I could just get my main credit, and that was it. So I don't know why it was doing that. It's not like there was a problem with my bank account because they had just taken my credit out, and there was lots of money in there. So I'm like, It was just one of those things. I wasn't meant to spend any more money, is what I think. But anyways, I would love to hear if you had some issues too. And yeah, that's it for this video, and we will see you in the next one.